Love. Donald Trump and Governor Abbott and Joe Biden. The American Texans care about themselves and they people. They will trick you while they lie and think about for themselves and they have hatred. Your community don't have a right. God say they don't have a right to say anything. When they are being racist in their business and these CEOs putting these black and white, you can't determine my growth. Let me tell you, I walked away from a Walmart. You think I won't walk away from you, America? You think God? But Orion need to know his role. He need to know his role because he's sending that spiritual behavior, acting up on stage, and know his role well. Because God ain't playing with him. When he a man, baby, you don't know nothing about me. And talking about don't walk away. You don't need to say nothing. You getting all emotional, spiritual behavior, texting, getting all emotional, nigga. You get all emotional. And you don't know nothing about me. Because you got your own opinion. You got your own opinion on that. That's your problem. That's why kids the way they are because y'all stubborn behavior. Because y'all opinion, you ain't gonna play with me like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna play with me like that. But if you allow the black businesses and the white businesses of America to determine something, you'll never grow. That's how they act. And she not even where like, come on, you know your rights. People want to know. They know. I was just talking to the weekend business. She said something about, oh, you got to be general sensitive. And you don't want me to be sensitive. You don't want me to be keep it real because you women can't handle it. If a boss tell you to do something, tell you to put you don't want me to do it because you can't handle it. Y'all get all offensive, baby. Don't tell a man what he want because if a man tell you something inappropriate, you can't handle what a man asks of you. Y'all women got your own little sarcastic behavior and how y'all want to act. Let me tell you, this world is about being bosses. It's about having positions. And if you're not in that position, one feels superior than the others. But when a person get in a position, they act scared because they're the common. Go ahead with that stuff, man. Go ahead with those things that you so care for. And think that shit pretty, man. Think that's pretty. That ain't pretty. But if we allow black people keep doing what they're doing and they judging the minds, baby, we'll never grow. We'll never grow. We'll never grow from it. Where will we be at from it? How will we be? I walk off on everybody every time, and I do it again. And I ain't you say every man lies. Not about what you think if I lied. It's about when I knelt down before God, and God said I would have did the same thing you would have did, Hubert. It's about when He gonna tell me to lift. He gonna lift me up and say, Hubert, I would have did the same thing you would have did. And that's the thing they would have said. I would have did. I would have did the same thing you would have did. And that's what God would have said. But we're not going to deal with certain behaviors in our society and expect no reactions out of it. And God said, I had enough. But don't lie when Trump had a job, when he failed that job, when he took the American lying behavior and the lying behavior of faking a love for God in the businesses. Baby, don't come to God at me like that and I see your spirit. When you want to pull us in, you fake your love for him. God said, don't lie to me. Stop lying to me. When God told Moses to tell his people to paint the wall with blood, he knew the non-believers was going to be amongst the believers. He knew these things was going to be amongst them. But let me tell you something. That's the difference between those things and the behavior of those things. But if Trump and Governor Abbott want to be stubborn, You're not respected. I don't care if your Americans respect you. God don't respect you. The spirit of God don't respect you. And I'm going to say it one more time, Trump. God don't respect you in the spirit. He lost all respect for you. And everybody, Governor Abbott, the people can respect you, but God don't respect you. And that's the difference I want you to know when God don't respect you. When God say you betray that code, you betray for them people, you go off, you listen to the people. Let me tell you what Donald Trump looked for. And Joe Biden and Governor Abbott look for. He looking for the people, mindset and spirit attention. But you don't look for the spirit of God, mind and spirit. And that's the problem with y'all, man. You always looking for certain things, but you don't understand those things. That's the problem with this situation. If you talking about the situation, but you only looking for what you want to look for at the end of the day. And you want to call somebody, tell your parents to straighten up y'all behavior then. Tell them to change the way y'all treat each other and act towards each other. Your parents is the biggest influence. Your parents is the biggest influence out of them all. Don't come to me at that with that bull crap, man, because you ain't gonna come at me like that, man. No, you need to be a man of yours, man. No, God says stop it, don't be a bitch, step up. You had a job, but you took that man and turned it past. We're gonna talk about the people trusted in him. No, God trusted you to see the spirit and let resource happens and let if we do a resource about how many disability didn't get a job, how many black and white American businesses and Mexican businesses denied disability of a job. And we look at the statistics between those things, and why would you take their side? That's racism, man. So when you're dealing with that concept of bad misconduct, how can you understand it? But let me tell you something. You giving other people that chance by not listening. You take it. God never did took the people's side. He go by sight. He go by knowledge. What you going by? You going by people lies. And that's the difference. And Trump should have known as a man, as a billionaire, he should have known, hold up. As a president, that's why God don't respect up and have a man. And nobody wants to deal with that, man. Don't want to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with those things of a person. And I just talked to my Spanish friend. It's about different mindsets coming with those things. So when we dealing with those things, how can we understand it? But nobody of them got for a coward attorney pastor. That's a coward. The people to know God trusted you. You didn't let knowledge happen. You didn't let the behavior. Then look at the statistic of what's going on here. Now, if I get a printer and I bring documents to the courtroom against you, Governor Abbott, on how many people didn't get a job at the statistic in American businesses that didn't get a disability, didn't hire because of how you act as a, no, you're a coward, man. I would leave America. God would leave for what you stand for. And Governor Abbott said, no, you don't deserve to know what your lies. With your black and then people want to act up. Look at the mindset. Then when something happens, you'll sit up there in your power and sit up there and play innocent. And act like, I had no, you did have, because you took their side. And that's why God don't respect you as a king, as a president, as a governor, as a attorney general. God don't respect you when you take individual side. Go off of knowledge. Go off of misconduct of other businesses in America. That's what you need to go off of, God said. If you can't go off of those things, God said, where do those things work at in America? I found the civil rights on the legislators, on every legislator. I found out every legislator's address at once. God said you are unworthy of your title. God meant to tell Texas, every legislator, you are unworthy of your title. You are unworthy of it. Your ancestors are taking your titles away from you in the spirit. You're lying people. We're going to talk in a few, sweetie. Right now. I'll talk to y'all some other time. We just having a conversation with y'all. And we're just going to have a conversation in here. I swear to God, later on when I get on here, we will conversate. I promise you. I would do all the talking. I talked to your girl the other day. I had a great conversation with her. So give me a little time. I'm trying to handle this situation right now. I'm on social media. I'm on my tablet. I told the legislators, you are unworthy of your title. You are unworthy of it. You are unworthy of your titles. You are unworthy of it. And when you are unworthy of your titles, you need to be stripped of your titles. When you are unworthy of it, as a president, as a governor, as an attorney general, you're unworthy of your titles. God said you are unworthy of it. The God and your ancestors and the people that sat before you in those seats take your title away from you in the spirit. Sorry, got my allergies acting up. I'm not sick. Get that straight. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. They unworthy of their title. They're unworthy of it. When God said they're unworthy of their titles, they're unworthy of it. You're unworthy of your title in the spirit. You look, my teacher taught a very intelligent, taught me real well about the legislative branches and the branches in schools. I used to go to school on the weekend to study you. And Governor Abbott, you think my teacher didn't teach me about you and your legislators? Oh, she let me know. Oh, trust me. I wanted him to let him know. You think my teacher didn't let me know about you? How you think I know when to go? And I sat up in that jailhouse and I said, remember the things of what was taught to you. Why are you lying? Or what you did? Why the understanding of those things? You take your people's side because they got their own opinion and own mindset people. They got their own opinion. God said you are not worthy of your titles and not in the spirit. God stripped your title away from you in the spirit, not by body, by spirit. He stripped those titles away from you. You do not deserve those titles. You do not deserve it. But the people that lies, bam, if God was here, he would strip that title from you in the spirit. He would strip that title away from you. And we have to understand the title of stripping a title away from somebody that do not understand the meaning of those things. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to know something, Trump. And I'm going to tell you something, and God going to tell you, them kids told me to wait after they get out of high school for them to be with me. That matters the most than anything that's sitting up there listening to lies. That matters the most. And if I can wait with the since to the 18, what's the problem? What's the problem with God? What is the problem with those things that you so caught of when other people judge and God taught the love? When they been picky and choose, I will not back down from that. Some girls didn't want to be, I'm talking about models. They wanted to walk the one way. Other teenagers wanted to walk the one way. UK, everybody, New York, Chicago, Tennessee, not just to be a black model in a video of a hip-hop video. They wanted to do so much more. And those are the greater things of what they mean. But they told me to wait. If I have to wait, that's the way to be it. But why other women choosing? Why not wait? Why not wait? Why not understand that God say when you focus on you, and you focus on you and you matter the most, and they take you for granted. Because when you go, she have it all for standing by her king to understand it. And she will be blessed to understand it. And when you go, when it's time for you to go, she will carry on the kingdom and trust whoever she put in that position. They will respect her. That's the greatest thing about life, the understanding of life. That's the understanding of God, the greatness of God that you can understand. But there's something you gotta know about me. I never die. God never dies. And trust me, I will not be in that grave sitting there. You hear me? I want to let you know now. I promise on heaven and moves itself, I'm coming back. And when I come back, we're going to make a bigger impact. When I make 95 and 105, we're going to make a bigger impact. I'm coming back. You hear me? I'm not done. I want to live this life over and over. I want to do this over and over. God said, I'm not done. We're not done. And I tell God and I pray to God every night. My time, no, we're not done. I want to come back. I'm not done. I promise you I'm not done with you. I'm not done with them yet. God is not done. I'm the only one that can get the other job done when they had to do tasks and they fail God tests and they accept those things. I told my son, my Kanye West made a song about me. I'm a Kanye West friend. I say, you want to see Kanye West one day? He was like, his sister was getting jealous. I said, yeah, yeah. He like, go listen to the Kanye West song. Yeah, I say he was happy. He wanted to like he was happy. I said he was happy, like happy as heck. He was happy. I should have seen my son's face when I told him go listen to Kanye West, the rapper singer, and I played and I did his music under my work, and he liked it. So that would be a great thing if he get to see. If I have him more, man, he get to see him. That would be the greatest gift ever. And I think my son would love that. I think he would love it. I tell him go listen to a song called All Day. He would love it. Because I'm a fan of Kanye West. I'm a fan. Let me tell you, if you know God and Jesus is a fan of you, and I'm a fan, you think God and Jesus not a fan of Kanye West? You think Jesus can't be a fan of you? I want to ask Kanye West, you think Jesus can't be a fan of you? That's the thing. Jesus and God can be a fan of you. And you don't even know that Jesus and God is a fan. He's a fan because he liked the platform, the things you do. He loves those things. He loves how you just mention his name. And he respects you for those things. And those matter the most. Now, let me tell you something. When we go in that courtroom and we see what's up in Brahms, I want you to know what we saw. We saw racism in the Holy Spirit. We saw the employees acting some type of way at the registers. The customer was not acting right. God said, if you keep lying to me, how can you understand it? God said, if you can't keep lying to me and I see the spirit. I was in that line at that thing and something was not right when I asked for water. Something was off. How they was acting when I asked for some water. So God said, how this lie is going to take place. So, Governor Abbott, you didn't answer me again. That is another 30 million. My state attorney now asking me. And you know what I told you know after she responded back to on the civil rights? She responded back to me, she on vacation. God never get off of vacation. When you working for God, You never take a vacation as a state attorney. You always on call for God. Remember that. You never take a vacation. You always on call for God. You always on call for Him. So your state attorney supposed to know something. And I'm sorry about the stuttering problem, but I need to get something to drink. My allergies acting up. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. So remember this. God say this. You never take it. You never off. You always working. Because when you always on the clock, you get paid the big dollars. When you always you're playing with a very intelligent person, and you don't know what you're dealing with here. I might got some challenges, but you're playing. But you had no right to let that happen, to go in jail, and I'm gonna hold you accountable for it. You had no right to put me in that situation when you know MO3 lied, and they still think they can win. They still have no idea they can win. I'm nowhere near done with you yet, partner. I'm nowhere near done with you. God ain't nowhere near done with you. I told you we're gonna push this into 2024. As soon as you send me that letter in the mail, I have not got my adjustment, and you deduct it from it. The more each month that I don't see my money from my justice for taunting and collecting and abuse that your Social Security did of lying, and we're gonna say another thing. Stealing and wailing and a lie, the call center to say ticket to work program got nothing to do with this. Lied to me twice and been dishonest with me. Yes, I was screaming tomorrow. Being dishonest with me. And I'm gonna tell you again, God say for lying and misunderstanding lying and giving me false information as a call center, that is a price. And you got a ticket to work program right there. That is a price that you need to pay for it. I want the Social Security to hit me with their little line. So when I said I was going through some racial stuff in the community, in the business of Walmart, I want you to hear me. When I had to push this ticket to work program guy to put all his other clients aside. And let me tell you, Miss Tammy believed in me. And he believed in me. After what he said, told him, he said, Hubert, I got you. I believe in you. Let me take it. Let me get you. Miss Tammy and all of we know it was gonna be up and down. That's why Miss Tammy said, we know me and her know it was gonna be up and downs. Me and Tammy got into an argument, but at the end of the day said, Hubert, I need you to go to another ticket to work program because I need a better eyes. But they only do stuff by district, by counties. You're only allowed to go to that county, and it's sad that you can't go to other ticket to work program counties, and you got to be in one county. Why we just can't be as a whole as a state, and everybody take care of them and took it as a whole, or you in the state of Texas. So why that can't be like you could go any ticket to work program in any county to ask for help. I mean, well, let's say if I want to go to Plano ticket to work program, all right, what is the problem? What is the problem with those things? You do things by county. That's the biggest problem of those things is in a society and how our government acts. I had to tell a girl at 14, Christina. I had to tell her at 14 years old. Because I was going to colleges. I was going to college. I was going to thrift stores, pump up golf. I was doing it, going to businesses and footwork, going to job fairs. We didn't have time. We didn't get back to school till like 4:30 or 3 o'clock, and we didn't really have time. We passing our Avon. We doing that at other school at Turner, and doing those things. So all of those things are what's going on in that format. It's the price that you're talking about. So when we are dealing with those type of stuff in those format, bam, but we know it was gonna be hard. We know it was gonna be hard. They know it was gonna be hard. Well, let me tell you something. When God was in the dark, it didn't matter if he was Mexican, black, white, Jewish, Russian. When he stood in that darkness, it didn't matter where he was, what color you say he was. He still has vision and light. He's still able to see the mindset of others when he stood in the dark. And when it was time for him, when it was time for him to come out to the light more, just because he's in darkness doesn't mean it's he's have darkness in him. He could be in the dark and also have light in him, but he's watching and observing. And those are the things of what those situation is, right? So if you have those things with those situation is, how can you understand it? Those are the things of what those situation is and the behavior of those things to understand it. And one of the things in my life that I have to deal with. We're gonna talk about that later because we talked about that in a minute times.